Now, from your local news leader, covering Boca Raton, the Palm Beaches, and the Treasure Coast, this is CBS 12 News at 6.
The horrific pictures from Haiti prompting 3 local doctors to leave their homes and businesses here and head to Haiti to help earthquake victims. The doctors took off for the Dominican Republic just a few hours ago, and CBS 12's Tara Cardoso was there. Tara?
Well, Liz, I spoke with all 3 of the doctors that are leaving for the Dominican Republic, and they tell me all the same thing, that they know that the visions that they're going to see, what they're going to encounter when they get there, all of it will be very, very difficult, rough for them and rough for the people on the ground. But they say, all of them tell me, it is something they need to do. 2 plastic surgeons and 1 neurosurgeon from Delray Medical's Trauma Center, all leaving for the Dominican Republic tonight and tomorrow. They will be working at a hospital field camp that is set up on the border of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. They are all bringing as much in supplies as they possibly can. The airlines are letting them bring extra baggage because they all know that there's just not enough supplies, medicine, and doctors to treat everyone.
Absolutely don't have anything. And I'm bringing soap, you know, hand bar soap, things to wash up and clean with.
Well, there's going to be a tremendous amount of sadness, and a tremendous amount. There's going to be a tremendous amount of infectious complications and deformities and things that, you know, that you see or you read about, but when you're there, it just takes on a whole new perspective.
Again, these doctors say they are ready to encounter anything. Of course, this is what they train for. They say the hardest part, they believe, will be treating the children over in Haiti. Back out live, we can tell you that they have open-ended tickets, 2 of them at least, and they're staying, they say, as long as necessary, as long as they feel they can be helpful. Also, again, we want to let you know that they are going independently from the hospital, although the hospital, of course, supports everything that they're doing. Again, 2 plastic surgeons and 1 neurosurgeon heading from our area. They say the 3 of them together can do just about anything medically necessary over there. Reporting live in Delray Beach, Tara Cardoso, CBS 12 News.
Thank you.
Now, local news in HD 1 hour earlier. This is your Fox 29 10 o'clock news.
All right, now let's get to our other big story tonight, a story of 3 people who saw a need and wanted to help out. 3 local doctors just got back from helping Haiti earthquake victims, and they have quite a story to tell. 10 o'clock news reporter Tara Cardoso sat down with them for an exclusive interview about their experience. She's live in satellite control now with their story. Tara?
Well, you know, Suzanne, not just anyone could handle this. The people over there are desperate. The country is in shambles, and there is so much need. Now, these doctors knew that they might not have anywhere to stay. They'd be working with limited supplies, and they'd be working really long hours. But none of that mattered. They knew they had to do something.
It was medicine at its purest. There was doctor, patient, and love. And there was nothing else. No bureaucracy, no paperwork, no denials, no HMOs. Just doctors and nurses, patients.
3 doctors, 2 countries, 1 mission. Care for Haiti earthquake victims along the border of the Dominican Republic. The doctors, all from Delray Medical Center, just got back from spending 4 days at this little hospital.
The adrenaline runs through your system, and you don't stop. You see somebody, you don't say no. You just keep doing.
The 2 plastic surgeons and 1 neurosurgeon went back to the basics. It was chaos, working with limited supplies, limited anesthesia, and limited food. But they were able to help in a big way.
There were certain patients who they wanted to amputate their legs, and they asked us to consult on those patients, which was wonderful because we went in there and we operated on them and we saved their leg.
They slept on 2-inch mattresses on the ground, ate beans and rice and beans, and didn't shower for days. But none of that mattered. They made friends, changed lives, and found smiles.
I held her hand. I kept saying, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. And she smiled at me, and she smiled at me until she fell asleep. And I cannot get that image out of my head.
There was pain, there was suffering, yet there was also triumph. They treated this 2-month-old baby whose mother had died, shielding the child from the rubble, and they got her to a U.S. Navy ship for further care. But they know this is just the beginning of a very long road.
The frustration, feeling like even though we were doing something good for them down there, that we could do better if things were organized differently. The frustration with the red tape.
They tell us you are looking at 3 men forever changed by what they saw and did.
Reminded of why I went into this 20 years ago. and I love the way it feels, and I want to go back.
Well, the funding and the organization for their trip was made possible by the Tico Torres Foundation and Advent Healthcare. Now, the doctors, of course, said they did have to come back to care for their patients here and take care of their practices here, but they all hope to be able to go back one day. Reporting live in Satellite Control Tower, Cardoso, Fox 29.
All right, thank you, Tara. More than a dozen Haitian